You want to know one of the scariest things in the world? It's looking at yourself, thinking about who you are, all that you've done, and all that you will do. It's thinking about the way you've treated people, the way you've allowed someone to treat you, the way you've allowed someone to treat someone else. It's the way you treated yourself, really. Have you ever wondered how you got there, though? Honestly, can you think about that thing that touched you so deeply, that moment that moved something in you so greatly that you decided that you could never, ever go back there again? It's that thing that made you cry, or angry, or bitter, or blind. It's that thing that created a void inside of you, and you decided that you could never, ever show that to the world. And no matter how many things that you do, nothing will ever numb the pain. It's that type of pain that makes you cry out of nowhere. It's that type of pain that lets you say, okay, I know what it feels like to have my heart broken. I know what it feels like to give my very best, to do my all, and to still that not be good enough, to have that ripped out of you. It's that thing that tells you that the way that you treat people now, the way that you choose to handle yourself is now justifiable. It's because of that experience that you now feel like that the way that you're becoming is who you're supposed to be. You feel like being the exact opposite is now how you have to be. And so you can never feel stupid or blind or ever feel inadequate or feel like you don't have any worth anymore. But you want to know what else happened in that moment, in that experience? During those minutes of you being your purest and your rawest and your most authentic self, you decided that the way that you view the world is now distorted. And the image that you had of how you wanted to love yourself and how you wanted to love people is now unrealistic. And the way that you are now, the way that you think that you have to be now, well, that's your truth. I need you guys to hear me and hear me well. Everything, I mean everything, is easier said than actually done. That means that everything is easier heard than actually put into action. So if you don't walk away with nothing, the one thing I need you guys to understand is that identity is no easy thing to find, and identity is no easy thing to accept. You guys, there are so many things that shape us or cause us to be the way that we are, and we don't even realize it. We don't even see it. We don't realize that we're becoming the exact thing that we were once scared of. And the craziest part about it all, the thing that really gets me is that it's not just during those moments of fear that construction is taking place, that those building blocks are being stacked one on top of the other. It's also during those acts of bravery and through that portrayal of strength or courage. So is it real or is it fake? Is it a facade or is this you? Because all too often we decide to be something or show ourselves in a certain light, demanding a certain respect, and neglect the fact that the way that we are, the way that we were, is exactly what's inside of us. The things that we look down upon, the things that we shame, that's exactly what we feel every minute, of every second, of every day. And it's that confusion, you guys, it's that chaos that no matter how different we look, no matter how different we act, no matter how different we think, that's the one thing that we have in common. That's the one thing that we all can relate to. Because we all have a thirst or a desire or a drive to want to know who we are and why we are here. That's the one thing that we all can relate to. That's the one thing that we ask questions about, like, who am I? Or why am I here? Or what is my purpose? And we do things to try and figure that out, no matter what it may be. Things that we aren't proud of. Hypocrisy is something that we can all say we've acted in. We've all asked questions like, why am I not smaller? Why am I not faster? Why can't I make a choice? Why can't I decide to be who I want to be? And it's because you don't know who you are. It's because you decided to let an experience define the way that you are based off of people's actions or reactions to your most unfiltered and rawest self. When I was younger, I was bad. When I was younger, I did whatever I wanted to please myself. But as I grew, I saw the way that it affected my mom, the woman that was down for me, the woman that gave her all and was there when everybody else left. And I decided that I didn't want to be like that anymore. I decided that I had to be the exact opposite of that person. I decided that her happiness meant more to me than the developmental process of myself, the thing that you have to go through. I just felt like seeing her smile or being the reason that she wakes up happy in this troubling world. I decided that she was worth that. And I didn't care if that meant forfeiting figuring out who I was. When I was in the 5th grade, I was molested, and that's probably like the biggest thing that I struggle with. That's probably the biggest thing that makes me not trust people, or that makes me always see somebody in a certain light, telling myself that I have to be this way because I don't know what the next person wants from me. That's something that I still haven't told my mom. And that's something that I honestly don't know if I ever will. And I say that to say that if you think that it's easy for me to stand here and talk about this, if you think that this doesn't apply to me, if you think that I'm just speaking, trying to lecture you or to give you a sermon, then you're wrong. Because maybe this right here isn't even for you. Maybe this is for me. Trying to find yourself based off of the experiences that have happened to you or your environment will always leave you in a sunken place. Working hard to figure out who you are, but trying your best to never go back to that pain, or trying your best to never look at that person who got hurt. You'll never find what you're really capable of when you do that. So I can promise you, I know that it's not easy. And I know, dear God, do I know that it's hard, but I can promise you that it is well worth it, because that is the only way that you're going to be able to figure out what you are capable of and what you're capable of handling. There are going to be days when you feel judged. There are going to be days when you feel like you still don't understand why you're here, even after going through so many different things. And you're going to cry, and you're going to fall, but then you're going to fight, and then you're going to cry, and then you're going to fall, and then you're going to try, and then you're going to ask yourself over and over again, why is this here? And you're going to fall again. But you know what? You're going to get the fuck back up, because you deserve that. You deserve to experience yourself. No matter what the experience was, and no matter how you handle it, you should never look at one side of an experience or one side of a situation and think that that's who you are and that's who you have to be now. You can't allow yourself to try and figure out who you are because of an experience that you were naive to, because of an experience that you had never felt before. Because now you're altering the way that you truly feel. I want you guys to embrace yourself. I want you to embrace and love everything about you, no matter what it may be. I want you to be able to look back on an experience and say that you got through it and not over it. To say that you experienced all of that emotion and that you're still here and that you're still standing. And I feel like y'all deserve that. I feel like y'all deserve to know who you are, and I feel like you deserve to be happy, and it shouldn't matter what you have. It shouldn't matter how successful you are. It shouldn't matter if you're still a virgin. You should define that based on your own terms. I want you guys to know that you deserve to be happy, because I'm 21 years old and I finally feel like I deserve to be happy. Thank you.